website, McFarlandPsychology.com, and you are a PhD as well. Mm-hmm. And so you speak with a lot of knowledge,
well,
a lot of knowledge and years of experience. You do a lot of reading, and I love it. So, today we're talking about managing political conversations when you disagree. This is a big one. I have one friend in particular who I'm thinking of right now. Mm-hmm. I won't identify whether it's male or female, but this person is very adamant about their political beliefs, and sometimes they are very hard to manage. What do I do, Dr. Mike?
Well, that's an excellent question, and I think most of us are facing similar situations these days. Just sort of the environment is kind of tense around
it's gotten crazy.
It has. And, politics, racism, religion, gun control, these kinds of topics have always been sort of contentious, hard to get people to align because there are strong opinions and they're important issues, and many of them don't have clear answers and haven't been resolved yet. However, in the past couple years, and probably even since the 2016 election, our country has become much more polarized.
Yes.
And we're kind of ideologically divided. Certain viewpoints are associated with one side, and certain viewpoints are associated with the other. So if a person identifies themselves as, let's say, being part of the resistance, if you know what I mean, then they kind of have a sense for, if I'm part of the resistance, that I need to think this way about immigration, and that way about abortion, and this way about gun control.
Right.
And so you kind of have some specific perspectives that you adopt as being part of one of those two camps.
Yeah, and it's difficult to navigate sometimes. It really is. Particularly on the radio, trying to play it in the middle and have an open mind and not, take a stance on anything.
Yes.
A little bit maybe I do, but I'm very open-minded. But a lot of people are not. They really are not. And so it can make a political conversation very tough.
That's right. And the 2017 Stress in America survey showed that 27% of adults either strongly or somewhat agree that the political climate has caused them strain between themselves and other family members.
Yeah.
So it's up the ante, and it is much harder now than it ever was. And even, it's a classic phrase that we've heard that, in company, you avoid the topics of religion and politics. Well, now it's really, you're walking on eggshells if you jump into that. But it is possible. It is possible to talk about these things without creating such a difficult and contentious dynamic.
Yeah. Well, oh my gosh, I'm thinking of is this? It seems like people as they get older, they get worse too. Or is that just my imagination? Like the older they get, the more difficult they get to have a conversation with because their mind seems to close for every year they get older.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if there's a direct correlation to your age, but I think there is evidence that as people mature, they get more set in their ideas, and they're probably less malleable in terms of shifting their ideas in the context of a conversation with someone. So one of the things that you want to do when you engage in a conversation around politics or something contentious is be sure that you're clear of what your goals are in that conversation. So if your goal is to change someone's mind, that's going to create a much more difficult conversation than the idea that I'm going to present some of my ideas and I'm going to also be open to hearing the other person's ideas.
Well, and these ideas, you as an expert in, a lot of different things, but anxiety disorders at the top of the list I'm thinking of.
Yes.
This comes from fear, doesn't it? The inability to open your mind to think about perhaps another person's understanding or stance on a particular subject.
You're right on the money. Yes, it is fear. The fear creates anxiety. We feel threatened that the way we've been thinking about something could possibly be incorrect.
Yeah.
And if the dynamic between ourselves and someone else is sort of emotionally laden, it's intense, we're going to feel even more fearful. And so we're going to dig in. We're going to hold on to our ideas because it's too threatening to consider that possibly we're wrong, or maybe there's something that we hadn't thought about that might shape or change our current opinion.
Well, and you have to be cool about it. You just put your hand on your Sprite Zero. Absolutely one of the worst things you could drink and put in your body. But I don't beat you up. We joke about it.
Right.
I try to slowly encourage you to maybe read about aspartame.
Yes.
It's one of the most studied ingredients, if you will, in the world almost. It really is. And should have never been passed by the FDA. There's even books written about that, and that in particular. But I don't hammer it with you. I don't beat you over the head with what I know. I try to gently encourage you to read more about it.
Right. That's like water on a rock, drip, drip, drip. And what ends up happening is that creates cognitive dissonance with me. So every time I come in here, and then for a few days after, I'm thinking every time I look at a diet soda, oh man, Bernadette would frown on this. This is not a good idea. She's got loads of research that suggests I shouldn't be doing this. And then I'll tell myself, but it's, the FDA's approved it. I can still buy it in the store. And currently I don't have dementia. So why not? But the point is, I am hearing your message. If you were much more dogmatic about it, if you pressed your points aggressively,
you would shut down.
I would totally shut down.
That's right.
And what you were saying would have no impact on me.
Right.
And so that's another great example of an important principle that we bring to contentious conversations. Approach the ideas gently and be willing to expose someone to some new information that they may not already have without the intent of changing their mind, because that's an aggressive, overly ambitious.
It is. And talking down to people. That isn't, and acting like it's your way or the highway. Like, oh, you're so stupid. You don't agree with me. You're never going to get anywhere that way as well.
Once you turn it into something personal,
right? It was just personal attacks.
Yes, that's exactly right. So if you stay on the ideas and you do it, as you said, not in a condescending way, but sort of in a caring, compassionate way and an informative way, you can keep the dialogue open on both sides.
Right. The second you go into the personal attack and take personal information, it's over. That person wants to smack you.
Yes. Yes. And
really
there's that's the short-term consequence. And the longer-term consequence is that it compromises the quality of your relationship with that person.
Absolutely.
So next time you ask them to go to lunch or go do something, grab coffee, they may be a little bit hesitant to do that.
That's where I am right now.
Okay. And
it's
that's
like,
unfortunate.
you know what? I'm so tired of arguing. I'm just tired of arguing about this.
Right.
There's other things that we can talk about.
Right. And another principle in contentious conversations is try to find the common ground. So on an issue which you may very much disagree on, let's say gun control, maybe you have one view and your friend has another view. Probably you're both going to agree, though, that we need to do things to care for the safety of our young people at schools.
Absolutely.
And so you can come to commonality and common agreement on that and talk about how that might happen while not getting so hung up on, oh, we need these laws or we need to confiscate guns. No, everyone needs to be able to have a gun. That debate is, again, going to be polarizing, but the underlying issues you probably have some alignment around. So if we can find those underlying issues, then we'll find a way to connect versus polarize and disconnect.
Yeah, because there's a lot of that going on. Dr. Mike McFarland, more with him coming up after the break. Everyone, you're listening to One Life Radio. Wellbeing Journal is a remarkable bi-monthly health publication esteemed by intelligent readers worldwide. It's available in print or digital, single issues or subscription. Its focus is on living a happy, healthy life and preventing or healing illnesses naturally. Preventing or healing cancer, arthritis, cardiovascular conditions, and digestive issues, as well as nutritional solutions for optimal health are regular subjects. Learn more at wellbeingjournal.com.
Hi, this is Vaughn Eaglin. As a licensed professional counselor and supervisor, I spend my career helping people cope with emotional problems. But today, I want to talk to you about nutrition. People ask me all the time for nutrition and weight loss advice, and I always find myself recommending a raw vegan protein, a food supplement called Warrior Blend by Sun Warrior. I wasn't always active and fit. In fact, I was very overweight as a child, and as a counselor, I must emphasize the importance of the mind-body connection. A clean body helps with a clean mind. Start today with Sun Warrior Blend Raw Vegan Protein. For more information, go to sunwarrior.com and start living clean today.
Hi everyone, this is Bernadette. Do you know why I love Paleo Magazine? Paleo Magazine was founded with the purpose of providing readers with the information they need to live strong, vibrant, healthy lives. They are dedicated to partnering with leaders in the paleo community to spread the knowledge of ancestral health principles without the influence of big pharma or big agriculture. Paleo Magazine. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram, or visit them at paleomagonline.com. That's paleomagonline.com.
Hey, this is Sean Wells of the International Society of Sports Nutrition. One Life Radio is proud to partner with the ISSN. The ISSN is the world's leading scientific organization dedicated to the science of supplements and sports nutrition. For their latest conferences and events, go to the ISSN.org. That's the ISSN.org.
Do recent media reports of unvaccinated children causing the return of measles have you worried? Could this manufactured media push be another symptom of the epidemic of fake news plaguing our nation? Let Texans for Vaccine Choice offer this cure for measles mania. 98% of students enrolled in Texas schools are up to date on their measles vaccine. We invite you to learn more about protecting your rights and plan on joining us in Austin at our state capitol on March 28th. As we rally and fight for our freedom. For more information, go to TexansForVaccineChoice.com. Again, that is TexansForVaccineChoice.com.
Welcome back to One Life Radio, everyone. This is Bernadette. I've got Anthony Cernelia on the controls today, and in studio I have Dr. Mike McFarland. I've got Aviana and Diamond Gray mic'd up here. Diamond has a question for Dr. McFarland. We're going to talk about it in just a second. I want to let everyone know that you can go to our website, oneliferadio.com, to download and listen to our podcast and subscribe to our newsletter. You can also go to iHeartMedia.com to listen live or download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to us from anywhere in the world. A big shout out to our great sponsors, companies that bring this programming to you that really care about you and the earth. Great companies like Sun Warrior. You can get it at Vitamin Shop or put it in your smoothie at Smoothie King. And of course, Crazy Water. I love Crazy Water. Call me crazy. I don't mind. I've got Dr. Mike McFarland here to help me. Oh, my goodness. But great companies like the H-Hemp Company. Use the code OLR for 20% off your first order of $49 or more. I absolutely love my H-Hemp CBD oil. I prefer the Breath Blast. That's my favorite little one to use. It's a super breath blast. That's what it's called. And it really does work to freshen your breath and like super chill you out so you're not making personal attacks on people. But and Sun Warrior has so many great products that they've just released, like their new probiotics, which are they're soil based. No one's doing that yet. They're very good. They're sold out. They're absolutely sold out. I bought 2 bottles of them, one for myself and one for the team, and I can't get any yet, but they should have them back in production in the next couple of days. But they also have a vegan omega-3. Check it out because that's huge. It's really huge. And they have a magnesium liquid, which I actually put on my legs today. I took a dropper full and rubbed it in my legs because the best way to get magnesium is through the derma. And magnesium helps you to chill out as well. So along with a lot of other great things, over 325 enzymatic functions in the human body magnesium helps to execute that to happen. So check it out. It's a magnesium liquid. You can drink it. You can put it on your body. You can do whatever you want with it. You can put it in your beer if you want. But always great to have you in studio. For those of you just now joining us, Dr. Mike McFarland is a PhD, and he is a licensed psychologist in the state of Texas with a private practice here in Dallas. Dr. Mike provides individual therapy to adolescents through adulthood, and he specializes in the treatment of anxiety disorders, OCD, obsessive compulsive spectrum disorders, male body image, and eating disorders. You can find him at his website, McFarlandPsychology.com. We were talking about managing political conversations when you disagree, and over the break, Diamond actually had a great question for Dr. McFarland.
Hi, Dr. Mike.
Hi, Diamond.
Hi. For both sides, we talked about everyone disagreeing and how to understand each other better. But as far as bringing everybody back together,
yes.
Do you think that there's a responsibility that lies on each side to make sure they're checking the people that are feeling overly triggered, out just honestly on the left, and the people on the right that are actually borderlining on racism? I'll be honest, I'm left leaning, but there's some things that the left does that's just too much. And I think it's the left side to say you need to stop because I don't want to be lumped in with that.
Right. You don't want to be a snowflake.
And I think there's people on the right that feel the same way.
Sure.
That they don't want to be lumped in with some groups.
Sure. And